Anybody drunk yet? Right, get your skates on. Anybody know any good jokes? Right, well, try and tell something. I've been writing this speech for about 3 years. Thank God Kev got married. Right, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for the warm welcome. It's an honour to be stood here today for 2 reasons. Firstly, I'm proud to be giving the speech which will hopefully be the most embarrassing 5 minutes of Kev's life. And secondly, it's the first time that Kev has swallowed his pride and finally admitted that I am the best man. I've never been a best man before, and I'm not renowned for speeches, but I'll do my best because Kev said if I do a good job, I can be best man for his next wedding as well. Anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Bradley, and for those who do, then I apologise. My full name is Bradley, what are you drinking? So if you happen to bump into me near the bar, then use my full name if you would. Right, before we go any further, can I ask Di if you could place your hand on the table, please? Kev, stick your hand on top. All will be revealed later. I'm breaking myself here. Right, I've known Kev for a good few years now, and in that 10 years, around about 10 years, we've had a solid friendship. We've been there for each other when times were good and when they were bad. Kev has always been able to rely on me and has trusted me over the years and come to me with problems no matter how small or how serious. What Kev failed to realise is that this has given me ample material to stand here and embarrass him this evening. I first met Kev back in Bradford during our college years. He was the only other Geordie in my block. We became good friends almost immediately, and after 5 or 6 months of evenings down the Queen's Hall karaoke watching Sunday afternoon football at the Wesley, we decided to take the next step in our friendship and move in together. We were getting on like a house on fire, almost literally. Due to Kev's lack of experience at frying eggs, he called me from the kitchen asking if I would do him an omelette. He understood that as EastEnders was on, there would be no movement from me for at least 21 minutes. What I did not realise is that Kev had already switched the gas on. And what Kev did not realise is that gas is highly flammable, especially when left unlit for 21 minutes. When the moment came for me to light the hob, I was alarmed to suddenly find myself flying through mid-air, landing in the front yard with a broken hand and cuts and bruises to my left arm. Great stuff. Kev's cooking has improved somewhat. I was lodging with Kev and Di for 6 months last year when I found myself homeless. And I cannot thank them enough for helping me out in a time of need. I was actually lying to them all along. I wasn't really homeless. I just needed some more raw material for this speech. During this 6 months, I had taught Kev some tricks of the trade and shared with him some DIY and cooking skills. We spent hours together making beans on toast and changing light bulbs, and as a result, Diane has had to add the number 999 to the BT Friends and Family service. It's going well, this. Another thing I learned about Kev during my time there, and I'd like to take this opportunity to advise Di, and that is never to send Kev to collect the pizza takeaway. One Friday night we decided to have a lads' night, watching football DVDs and drinking cans of John Smith's. I sent him to collect the pizzas, and when he returned, we opened the box to find a brand new style pizza which Kev had just invented called the half-topping pizza. At first I was a bit bemused until it dawned on me that Kev's pizza carrying style is the same as when he would carry his New Kids on the Block LPs in the late 90s or 80s or whenever. So anyway, for those of you who don't know Kev, he was born in September 1978 to proud parents, Jim and Carol. He has always been a hard worker. He started off as an entrepreneur back in the 80s during his time at King's School. He bought magazines and videos from one mate for £1 and sold them on to other mates for £1.50. Business was booming, and Kev had almost saved up enough money to buy the Newcastle United Subbuteo team, when one day he was rumbled by Mr Gibson during a transaction with Jonathan Ratcliffe, and was then forced to close down the business, and that was that. You alright there, Kev? Now get your hands on the table. Please, hang in. Kev's had numerous jobs over the years. He's had stints at the Waterford Arms as a kitchen porter, delivered wardrobes for a film called Sliding Doors. But his most rewarding job was in 1999 when I was kitchen manager at the Queen's Hall pub in Bradford. I'd ring Kev at 6 o'clock at night to come over and wash the dishes for me as I couldn't be bothered. And it was karaoke night at the Houghton's Bar. It was a great rate of pay, 3 pints an hour. Only took him 20 minutes to do, so I was laughing. Kev currently works hard as a support worker where he does the work of 2 men.
Oh, no.
Laurel and Hardy. Kev and I have gotten a few scrapes over the years. One morning in Seaton Sluice garage, Kev was annoyed that some woman had pushed her way into the petrol queue. I was scared. I'd never seen Kev like this. He was extremely wound up and ready to explode and couldn't control his anger anymore. So he beat his horn at the woman. Little did we know that she had a teenage son in the car with a fuse shorter than Jimmy Cranky. He got out of the car, stormed up to us and started to swear and bray on the window. I tried to get out to teach the little urchin a lesson, but Kev had locked the blinking doors, so I couldn't get out. Anyway, the lad's mother ordered him back in the car and he was probably grounded for a month and sent to bed with ET. Another classic is the day Bradford City played Newcastle United at St James's Park. The game was beamed live on a big screen at Bradford's ground, so we decided to go. As the Bradford bosses assumed only Bradford fans would attend the event, they didn't bother sorting out a section for away fans. I instructed Kev that no matter how much it may hurt, he was to cheer if Bradford score and swear if Newcastle score. He seemed to have understood me, so we went in. We had good seats right in the heart of the Bradford fans. However, come full time, we were sat right next to the exit so we could scarper. Yes, that's right, Newcastle won 3-0 and our cover was blown, no thanks to Kev. After each goal, we had to move closer and closer to the exit as the Bradford fans were becoming more and more irate at us, invading their territory. We managed to scarper in the end anyway, so no harm done. Nearly finished. Kev and I went on a skiing holiday in 2003 to Switzerland. At the top of the slope, I was about to zigzag my way to the bottom. Kev stopped me and insisted my posture was wrong and that I'd injure myself if I fall. I was having none of it, and I'd recently done research on skiing, reading Eddie the Eagle Edwards' biography. We thought the best thing to do was to ask someone, so we approached a bloke a few yards behind us. I says, which is the best way to ski down the hill? But he hadn't a clue and told us he was a tobogganist. And then Kev asked, can I have 20 Lambert and Butler, please? We took Kev away to Amsterdam for a stag do 3 weeks ago. We had a cracking time.
Finish!
Not as good as we had!
I can't tell you exactly what went on, as we all agreed that whatever happens in the dam, stays in the dam. All I would say, though, is make sure Kev is fully supervised at the buffet, especially with the garlic mushrooms and the cake. If you want to see pictures of the trip, then feel free to log on to www.everyone'sgottwoheads and the lamppost is chasingme.com. So in time-honoured tradition, it is the best man's duty to dish out a bit of advice for you both. Firstly, set the ground rules and establish who's boss, then do everything Di says. Always remember to tell your wife those 3 special words. You're right, love. And Di, remember a husband is like a tiled floor. Lay it right first time and you can spend years walking all over it. And a happy marriage is all about give and take. The husband gives and the wife takes. Right, now in case if you were wondering what I was giving it before, with putting your hands on top of each other, basically, Kev, as my final role, it is with great pleasure that I have been able to give you the last 5 minutes in which you have the upper hand on Di. It will most certainly be the last. To end this speech, thank you. To end this speech, I would like to thank Kev for choosing me as your best man. It's been an honour. You're a good friend and I'm proud of you for everything you have achieved in life. I'm so pleased you have found a best friend, a soulmate and true love in Di, and I wish you both a very happy future together and may your love last forever. Now without any further ado, please be upstanding, give yourself a round of applause and give me a round of applause, but most importantly, raise your glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Hayter, Kev and Di. Thank you very much indeed. You've been brilliant. Good night.